Hello everyone. Welcome to another lecture on reasoning ability and problem solving. In today's lecture, we'll discuss exercises question for analogy. In the previous lectures, we discussed the types of questions from analogy that comes into various competitive exams along with some examples. So in total, we discussed that there are six type of questions that can be formed from analogy. First was semantic or logical analogy. Then it was number analogy. Then we discussed letter or alphabet analogy. Then we discussed object or shape analogy. Then we discussed classification or group or category analogy. And then we also discussed about function analogy. So these were the six type of questions that can be formed from analogy. In today's lecture, we will discuss these three type of questions. That is semantic and logical analogy, number analogy, and letter analogy. So let us start. The first type is semantic analogy, also called logical analogy. In these type of questions, we have to identify the relationship of the logic that is used in the first pair and then use the same logic in the second pair to find the answer. So over here, this is the first pair, apple and fruit. We have to find the missing element over here. So very clearly I can see that apple is a type of fruit. Similarly, carrot is a type of vegetable. So our answer will be option number 1, vegetable. Now this is the second question. Doctor is to hospital and we have to find how teacher is related to this word. So very clearly I can see that doctor works in a hospital. So we have to find the same relationship, right? So the same relationship will be that a teacher works in a school. So the correct answer to this question will be option number 3, which is school. Now, winter is too cold and summer is too hot. So I can see very clearly that in winter the weather is cold, right? Similarly, in the summer the weather is hot. So the relationship is the weather, what type of weather is there in winter and summer. So our answer will be option number 2, hot. Now, ocean is to salt water, lake is to what? This is the first pair and we have to complete the second pair, right? So ocean is to salt water. I can say that salt water is found in ocean, right? The ocean is made up of salt water. Similarly, fresh water is found in lake. So our answer will be option number 1, fresh water. So you can clearly see the solution. The relationship between the first pair is that ocean contains salt water and second pair is that lake contains fresh water. Now, cat, this is a type of mammal, right? Similarly, crocodile is a type of what? It is a type of a reptile. So our answer will be option number 1, reptile. Now, sailor is to ship and pilot is to what? So the logical relationship between sailor and ship is that a sailor sails a ship. Similarly, a pilot, it flies a airplane. So our answer will be option number 2, airplane. So in semantic analogy, we basically find the relationship, the logic used between the first pair, and then we use the same logic to identify the missing element in the second pair. The next type is number analogy, in which we deal with numbers. So basically there are two pairs again. This is the first pair and this is the second pair. So step 1 is to identify the relationship between the first pair and then use the same relationship to identify the missing element in the second pair. So over here, I can see the relationship is that if we multiply 2 by 2, I'll get 4, right? And if I multiply 3 by 2, I'll get 6. So my answer will be option number 1, 6. So I am using the same logic, that is multiplying it by 2 in both the cases to get my answer. Now, in this question, if you remember, I told you to remember squares, right? So 5 is somehow related to 25 and we have to find out how 6 is related to that number. So if you remember, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, and similarly 6 square is 36. I'll complete till 15, 49, 64, 9 square is 81, 10 square is 100. Similarly, 11 square is 121, 12 square is 144, 13 square is 169, 14 square is 196, and 15 square is 225. So 1 to 30 is how many you should remember. So here I can see very clearly that 25 is the square of 5. So 36 will be the square of 6, which will be our answer. So our answer will be option number 4, 36. Now, 9 is to 20 and 12 is to what? So we have to find out a logical relationship between 9 and 20. If I multiply it by 2, I'll get 18. And if I multiply it by 3, I'll get 27. So we are not directly multiplying it by some number to get this. Now let us use two operations. So if I multiply 9 by 2, I'll get 18. And if I add 2 in 18, I'll get 20. Right? Let us do the same thing for 12. If I multiply 12 by 2, I'll get 24. And if I add 2 into 24, I'll get 26. So here I can see that by multiplying, by using two operations that are being used over here, two operations are being used. First is multiplication and second is addition. So the first operation is that we are multiplying it by 2 and the second operation is that we are adding 2. So if we do the same thing for 12, our answer will be option number 4, that is 26. So the correct answer to this question is option number 4, 26. Now let us look at another question. In this question, we have to find the relationship between 7 and 12 to understand the relationship between 15 and the missing number. So if I multiply 7 by 2, I'll get 14. And if I multiply it by 1, I'll get 7. So this number lies somewhere between these two. So let us use the method in which we apply two operations. So let us apply, because this falls somewhere between these two numbers, let us first apply multiplication. And the second step is subtraction. So if I multiply 7 by 2, I'll get 14. And if I subtract 2 from 14, I'll get 12. So this logic is, first we are multiplying it by 2, then we are subtracting it by 2. So let us check if the same logic follows for 15. If I multiply 15 by 2, I'll get 30. And if I subtract 2 from 30, I'll get 28. And 28 is an option number 3. So option number 3, 28 will be the correct answer. So basically, what we have to do is we have to first identify, in number analogy questions, we have to identify what operations are being used to get this number from this number. It could be multiplication, it could be subtraction, it could be addition, or it could also be division, or it could be two operations also, 2 or 3 operations also. So first you have to understand the logic, and then you have to use the same logic for this question as well. Now, over here, 4 is related to 12, and we have to find out how 6 is related to this number. So very simply, if I multiply 4 by 3, I'll get 12. Similarly, if I multiply 3 and 6 together, I'll get 18. So 18 is in option number 2. So my answer will be option number 2, 18. Now, in this analogy, 20 and 5 is first pair, and we have to find the missing number. I can see that the number is being reduced. So if I divide 20 by 4, I'll get 5. So let us use the same logic for 40. So if I divide 40 by 4, I'll get 10. So my answer will be option number 1, 10. So this is how you solve number analogy questions. First, step 1, find the operation. This is find the operation done on element 1 of pair 1. Pair 1 to obtain element 2 of pair 1. So first we have to identify the relationship between the first element and the second element of pair 1. Then step 2 is to apply the same operation on element 1 of pair 2 to obtain element 2 of pair 2. Okay, so this is how you solve number analogy. Then we have letter analogy, also known as alphabet analogy. So over here, I told you this is the first pair and this is the second pair. So basically we find out the individual operations on each element to understand the relationship. And then we use the same relationship to find out the missing element. So from A, C, E, we are going D, F, H. To solve these kind of questions, we used a concept in alphanumeric series as well as coding decoding called forward rank. Then we also used backward rank. We used the concept of opposite letters, and we also used the concept of looping. So all these 4 concepts will come in handy while solving questions for letter analogy. So I'm going to give these forward ranks. Okay. If I give them forward ranks, or even without forward ranks, let me count on my hand. Okay. From A to D, if we are going, sorry, this is 4. Then we are moving 3 positions forward. From here, we are moving, how many? We are moving 3 positions forward. And E is 5 and H is 8. Here also we are moving 3 positions forward. So we have to do the same thing for BDL. BDL. If I move 3 positions forward from B, I'll get E. If I move 3 positions forward from D, I'll get G. And if I move 3 positions forward from L, I'll get O. So my answer will be option number 1, EGO. That is your correct answer. So here you can see we are moving 3 positions ahead. Now similarly, let us find for MNO, QRS and PQR. MNO, we are going QRS. So M is positioned at, I'm using forward ranks. M is positioned at 13, N is positioned at 14, and O is positioned at 15. We know this much. Q is positioned at 17, R is positioned at 18. Similarly, S is positioned at 19. So here I can clearly see that we are moving 4 positions forward in each term. So I'll do the same thing for PQR. In PQR, P is positioned at 16, Q is positioned at 17, and R is positioned at 18. I also told you about a shortcut called AJOTI that you can remember to reference all the forward ranks. Right? Now PQR is this. Now I have to move 4 positions forward. From 60 I'll go to 20th position, from 17 I'll go to 21st position, and from 18 I'll go to 22nd position. So at 20th position we have T, then we have U, and then we have V. Right? So my answer will be TUV, which is option number 4. So option number 4 will be the correct answer to this question. We are moving 4 positions ahead. Now same thing for this question as well. This is the first pair and we have to find the missing element in the second pair. So from D, F, H, we are moving to J, K, L. Now D is positioned at 4, F is positioned at 6, and H is positioned at 8. J is positioned at how much? J is positioned at 10, K is positioned at 11, and L is positioned at 12. So here to here I can see that from 4 to 10 if we are going plus 6. From 6 to 11 if we are going plus 5. Similarly from 8 to 12 we are going plus 4. So this is the logic. We are going plus 6, then plus 5, then plus 4. This logic is being used. So let's use the same logic for ace. From ace, which is positioned at 1, 3 and 5, we'll move 6 positions forward, 5 positions forwards and 4 positions forward. So if I move 6 positions forward from A, I'll get 7th rank, which is G. Here I'll get 8th rank, which is H. And here I'm moving 4 positions forward, so here I'll get 9th rank, which is I. So my answer will be option number 3, G, H and I. So here in these type of letter analogy questions or alphabet analogy questions, the whole concept of forward rank and backward rank is used. So this is very similar to alphanumeric series and even coding decoding. So here you can see very clearly we moved 6 positions forward, 5 positions forward, and then 4 positions forward. We did the same thing for S. We moved 6, 5 and 4 positions forward. So our answer was option number 3, GHI. Now, similarly for this question, LMN and we go for OPQ. Now let me put rankings. L is ranked at 12, M is ranked at 13 and N is ranked at 14. Similarly, O is ranked at 15, P is ranked at 16 and Q is ranked at 17. So here I can see plus 3 in each case. So same thing we have to do for X, Y, Z. Now if you remember, I told you the concept of looping. That means that when we finish from X, Y, Z, we consider the next term to be A, B and so on. So we have to move 3 positions forward. Let us check for X. For X, if we move 3 positions forward, this will be the first position, second position, third position. So first letter will be A. Now let us check for Y. If from Y, I have to go 3 positions forward, this will be the first position, second position, third position. So for Y, it will be B. Similarly, let us check for Z. For Z, if I have to move 3 positions forward, this will be the first position, second position and third position. So this next term will be C. So our answer will be ABC, which is option number 1. So here you can see very clearly that we are moving 3 positions forward. And we use the concept of forward ranking as well as of looping. So answer number 1, ABC is the correct option. Then let us look at this question. RST, WVU and OPQ. So from RST, we are moving WVU. R, the position of R is 18, the position of S is 19 and the position of T is 20. The position of W is 23, the position of V is 22 and the position of U is 21. So here if I have to find the logic, I am moving plus 1 over here, moving plus 3 over here, and here I am moving plus 5. So basically we are going plus 5, plus 3 and plus 1. This is the logic that is being followed. So we would have to do the same thing for OPQ, right? The positions of O is 15, the position of P is 16 and the position of Q is 17. We would have to move 5 position forward, 3 position forward and 1 position forward. So if I move like this, I'll get 18th rank over here, 19th rank over here, and here I'll get 20th rank. So at 20th rank, if you remember from the shortcut AJOT, we had T. 19th rank, we have S, and at 18th rank, we have R. So our code will be TSR. This is our code, which is option number 3. So option number 3 is the correct answer in this case. What we are doing, we are adding the next odd, the previous odd number from 5 to 3 to 1 in a decreasing order. Okay, so here you can see R plus 5 gave W, S plus 3 gave V, T plus 1 gave U. Similarly, O plus 5 gave T, P plus 3 gave S, and Q plus 1 gave R. So this is how you solve letter analogy. So in letter on analogy, we treat each element as a different series from J to K, from H to L, and from J to M, right? So each element is being treated as a different series. Now let us find for this one. So GHJ is written as KLM. So G is positioned at 7, H is positioned at 8, and J is positioned at 10. From K, we are getting 11. From L, we are getting 12. And for M, we are getting 13. So here, if I have to find the logic, I can clearly see we are moving 4 positions ahead. Here also we are moving 4 positions ahead, and here also we are moving 3 positions ahead. So my logic in this question is plus 4, then plus 4, and then plus 3. Let's do the same logic for CDE and see if we can find the answer in the solution. So if I write CDE, CDE, C is positioned at 3, D is positioned at 4, and E is positioned at 5. So if I move 4 positions forward, I'll get 7. If I move 4 positions forward, I'll get 8. And if I move 3 positions forward, I'll get 8 again. So 7th position, we have G. At 8th position, we have H for both of these terms. So my answer will be GHH. This will be the code. And GHH is in option number 2. So option number 2 will be the correct answer. So this concludes our letter analogy. This was the last question in letter analogy. GHH, option number 2. So in today's class, we completed 3 types of analogy questions. Number 1 was semantic or logical analogy. Then we completed number analogy. And then we also completed letter analogy or alphabet analogy. In the next class, we'll study the rest 3 types. That is, the next type was object or shape analogy. This we'll discuss in this detail. Then classification or group, if you want to call it, or category analogy. This we will discuss in detail. And we'll discuss function analogy as well. So all the remaining three types will be discussed in the next lecture. So this concludes this lecture. Thank you.